Yeet.
Hey, welcome back to Hey, What's Your Problem? My name is Caroline, and this is my co host.
Munif Saza, how are you, Caroline?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm so good. How was your new year?
Oh my gosh, it was great. I'm not a big drinker, and I went out with my sister and had fun. And it doesn't take much to give you a hangover when you're not a drinker. But I had a blast. I went out into downtown Phoenix, and we went to some kind of dive bars, and it was a good time. We had a lot of fun. What about you? What did you do for New Year's?
That is amazing. I underwrote Airbnbs for
Oh
New
my
Year.
gosh, that sounds so. You were making money
Yes.
and doing things. Okay, well, all right.
It was
Well, I
well,
guess.
no, hey, no. I look, whatever, whatever's the most fun for you, right? At that moment, that was the most fun thing for me, right? At that moment for you, the most fun thing for you was hanging out with your sister. So I
It
always
was
appreciate
nice.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice because we that was actually like 30 days of us living together, so it was really neat. I had fun though. It was cool. I haven't gone out and done something like that, but I actually almost was not going to go out because I knew I was like, I'm starting the 75 hard tomorrow, and I'm not going to go out. Like I'm going to be prepared because we both completed the first part of the 75 hard from July to September, and I had that in mind. I was like, you know what? I'll go with my sister. She wants to go out, blah, blah, blah. So I did not start the 75 hard the next day because of that nice hangover. But we both started on Monday. So we started on the 3rd
Yes.
of January. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, everybody. So I hope that you guys have been enjoying our previous episodes. If you are paying attention, they're always changing. But today we're going to be talking about 75 hard phase one. So once you complete the 75 hard, there are 3 phases afterwards. And I believe I was actually just looking that up. I wanted to verify it. I think it's called like the Live Hard program. I'll know the details of it for sure. But Munif, you started. Are there any particular like goals that you wanted to like hit during the 75 hard? Because I know I have some goals.
I do, yeah. So my number one goal is a health goal, right? Like my number one goal is the health goal, which is get your health in order. Get your health in
Mm-hmm.
order. Um so like a lot like two of my critical tasks are um revolving around getting the right nutrition and supplements into my body, specifically for my lungs. So like literally I'm
Okay.
like, because I was like, part of the phase one is you do 3 additional critical tasks on top of the 75 hard that you're doing, and we can get into exactly all the pieces of the 75 hard challenge, but 3 of them are critical tasks that you do every single day. And I was asking myself, I was like, what critical tasks do I want to do? And i I approached it the wrong way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey Tanya, how are you, Tanya? Tanya is awesome. um
Oh, nice.
so um I was like, okay, let me invent some tasks for me to do that will make me feel good. And then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, what are my goals? Like, what task will actually align with my goals? And I was like, oh, taking my multivitamins and supplements for like lung and immune health and all those things every single day, and taking this green probiotic mixture that I have to make every day, and that's it. And if I didn't make those my critical tasks, I just probably wouldn't do them every day. And now I am doing them every single day. So yes, it's been about my health. What about you, Caroline? Tell me about your challenge.
Yeah, so I did find out. I wanted to just confirm it. It is called Live Hard. So once you complete the first part of the 75 Hard, the final 3 phases are part of the Live Hard program. So I wanted to just give everybody an idea of what it is. So the Live Hard program is we're doing phase one. The difference from the let me lay it all out, and I'll tell what my goals are. So with the 75 Hard, you must do 2 workouts a day for 45 minutes a piece, and they one of them must be outside, and they cannot be consecutive. So you can't go from outside workout to an inside workout or vice versa. They have to be 3 hours apart. You have to take a progress picture every day. You need to read 10 pages of a self-help book or an entrepreneurial book. Drink a gallon of water. So I just got this little jug from Walmart for $10, and I added some stickers to it. Follow a diet. No cheat meals or alcohol. And then now in phase one, we were talking about, we must add in a 5 minute cold shower and then our 8 power list critical tasks. So you can do your 75 hard and then 3 extra tasks. And then 10 minutes dedicated visualization. And let me just, before I even talk about I'm going to tell you what my goals are. So what I wanted to do, same thing, actually, by completing the 75 hard, I think you've heard me talk about before, I had a lot of lower back pain when I was doing the 75 hard. And just in my life, I was like, you know what? I'm never going to have a six pack. So I'm not going to work on my core when I go to the gym. I'm just going to work on my arms, my shoulders, my chest, my butt, my legs, everything else. And found out, because now I'm stationary a lot and I'm working from home and I'm in a chair, my core is not strong. So one of my goals this year is to get a six pack, and I'm not far away from that. So I want to get a six pack, but with that, I want to be living healthier. I really just want to focus on my core. So same thing. I actually am doing a 6 week program from another Sub-2 student that gave that as an opportunity. So I have a coach, I have a meal prep list, I have things that are allowed to be eaten. They also give me workouts. So that I want to get abs. Some of the other ones that I want to do is I'm learning Spanish. I downloaded the Duolingo app, and I'm going to do 10 minutes a day. I'm doing 10 minutes a day of Spanish. And then we were just talking about this before we started the podcast, Airbnbs. So one of my goals as well is to get 10 Airbnbs this year. I want to be making $15,000 in passive income. So with that, I'm doing just a little bit of studying. I actually have yours and Noah's underwriting Twitch video to watch later, because I just want to see who is using underwriting. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But those are the main things for me. And I just perform better. So between this is something that I was listening to the podcast. If you guys want to know what it is, the name is Andy Frisella. He just wanted to change his life. So the 75 hard is not a physical challenge. It is a mental toughness challenge. Now, there are some aspects that are physical, but the biggest thing is, this is why you take a progress picture every day, because you can eventually see the difference in your body. You won't see it in a week. You won't see it in 2 weeks, but around day 40, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh. Like for me, I was like, wow, my face is thinning out. And I think that's just like something that's really great, because it translates into what we do. We're into real estate. And I know we have a lot of people watching us live right now. And I know Tanya's into real estate and Judy's into real estate. Like, this is great, because I think we've heard it before. Like, people love mowing their lawn, because when you mow your lawn, you immediately see results. You're like, oh, this is great. I love mowing my lawn. But with real estate or something else new that you're learning, it takes time. It takes dedication. You have to be consistent, and then eventually you'll see it pay off. And that's one of the reasons why actually Andy wants us to read a physical book and not listen to an audiobook, because there's something about it when you can read a book. I'm showing you a book right now for everybody listening. You can read a book and you can see you're halfway through the book. You're like, dang, I'm a badass. I'm halfway through this book. Like, I can read this. And that's huge for me. I don't know what it was like for you, Munif, but the first 75 hard, the reading 10 pages was actually the hardest part of the 70, and the diet, because I had a sweet tooth. But that was one of the hardest parts of the challenge for me, because sitting still with my ADHD, I want to fidget, and I don't want to stay stationary and read a book. And now I look forward to it. I'm like, oh, it's like one of my first things I do in the morning. I wake up, I now take my progress picture, and then I go straight into reading, because I'm a slow reader. I have to reread things sometimes. If I read it out loud, I do better. But I love reading. And I actually took this morning, one of my other favorite books, I'm going off on a tangent here, but one of my other favorite books that I read was Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I love
that book.
And I went back through it again, because I read it during the first 75 hard. And it just puts you in the right mindset. I mean, I'm currently reading, I didn't show you guys this, but I'm currently reading The Miracle Morning for Millionaires. And I know that we've talked about this. I have listened to the audiobook, The Miracle Morning, but this one's a little bit different. The Miracle Morning for Millionaires. There's actually a section in the beginning that talks about David Osborne here, one of the co-authors on this. And he owns a brokerage and is doing $11 billion a year, with a B, billion.
Wow.
So it just talks about people that get up in the morning are generally happier, healthier, and wealthier. And you know what? I was never, if you would have gotten at me 5 years ago, 10 years, I mean, even 3 years ago, I said, Caroline, you're going to be a morning person one day. I'd be like, you're full of crap. There is no way I will ever be a morning person, because I like sleeping in.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay out with my friends. Like, I was doing everything that everybody else was doing. And like, it's on my Instagram story right now. Another thing from David Goggins is like, if you want to be the best of the best, you got to be obsessed, and nobody's going to understand you. And you've got to put your blinders on and just focus on you. And it's like, I am the least anxious I've ever been in my life. I am the healthiest I've ever been in my life. And I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life because I've focused on me.
Mm,
And I cannot express enough. Anybody listening to this, if you hear this podcast, and Andy Frisella, if you somehow ever hear this, 75 Hard has changed my life for the better. And if you guys are like, oh, that looks really scary, you can do it. Okay. I mentioned my lower back. I had a ton of pain. When I did the first 75 hard, I walked. There were some days where I walked twice a day for 45 minutes. I'd walk, I'd walk my dog. And then I started doing yoga. And you know what the funny part is? I read it again today, the very last chapter. I don't know if you remember it, but he talks about how he had felt a lump on the back of his neck kind of early in. And David Goggins is all about stay hard, like, yeah, I'm gonna take soul snatcher, and you know, I love digging through the pain. And helped me when I was doing hot yoga for the first time. I was like, I can do this. I'm gonna stay hard. I'm gonna push harder. I'm gonna tap into that that part of my mind that it just can't be reached. And he mentioned how he was trying to prepare for another 100-mile run, and it was somewhere in the Badlands in California. And his body was shutting down. He woke up, or he couldn't see. He had triple vision and all kinds of things. And it's because he was super tight. He never got into stretching. He never did yoga. And that is like one of my things. I want to be really mobile. So that goes into like, I said, I want to get a 6-pack as one of my things. I guess I should have just said, overall, I want to be very mobile. I want to be able to tie my shoes when I'm 70 and cut my own toenails and things. So mobility is really big for me. And you know, the whole reason I did the 75 hard in the first place is I told you I was addicted to sugar. Diabetes runs in my family. I've had bouts of depression and anxiety, and it's just, I think that's why we're both doing it. I just want to be healthier and happier, and I love pushing myself. So I went on for a while there, but I wanted to talk and explain everything so everybody's on the same page. And then right now we're in phase 1. This is something that I was going to tell you, and you're like, let's talk about it on the podcast. So for phase 1, this is for 30 days. Okay, it's not like the 75 hard. The first edition, I feel like this should be called phase 2. It's trippy to me. But phase 1, we do this. We do everything, and then incorporate the 10-minute visualization, drinking or taking the cold shower, which we were texting about, and then what is the other one? What am I missing? 10-minute visualization. Oh, the power list.
The power list.
Yeah. So what he wants us to do is we have to, at the end of this phase, so with 75 hard, we could immediately start into phase 1 after that. You can take a day off and then start into it. With phase 1 now, we have to take a mandatory 30-day break. And I was listening to the podcast actually while taking my ice cold shower this morning. And the whole reason is because people do so well in structure. And I'm one of those. I do well when there's rules. Like when I'm doing 75 hard, I'm on my game, man. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time. These are tasks that I have to complete because I am getting more prepared for my day. And I think that's why I'm less anxious. And he said, so many people can be like, yeah, dude, like I'm great. Like I'm great. When you give me rules, I'm going to follow them. And then as soon as the rules are gone, it's like, you know what? I'm going to have cookies tonight. I'm going to have some hot chocolate with my cookies. I'm also going to go binge eat pizza and go to the movie theater and get all this, whatever it may be. For me, I'm a sweets person. So that's why I don't know what everybody's vice is, but you just fall off the wagon, and without the structure, you can't have it. So he wants to push us and make sure that we can do this. And we actually are mentally tough. Like we don't depend on the 75 hard to be successful. And I thought, dang, I need this. Like I need to know that I can do it. So I'm excited for that. And then the final, so then we can start phase 2. And I think phase 2, you just go back to the first 75 hard rules, and they're 30 days. Actually, I will tell you exactly.
So can you go through the phases? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm actually going to tell you a little bit more about this. So let me explain why I'm going to tell you why he says the cold shower and everything is great. So you're going to add on 3 tasks to your power list. And he has this on one of his podcast episodes. It's on episode 16, explains it. This is just a short to-do list. And at first, Munif, I don't know about you, but I was like, gosh, an 8 critical power list? Like, what am I going to do? It's not goals, guys. You're not supposed to write down the goals you want to do. It needs to be things that you can accomplish. So the first 5 can just be your 75 hard stuff. And then the final 3 for me, I don't have my journal on me right now. It's actually out in the living room. But it was, I wanted to reach out. I was reaching out to Tanisha. I wanted to reach out to Carolina because I was helping her. She'd reached out to me before Christmas, and she's like, I don't know if I can continue like doing this. Like, we're just not. I don't know. Am I in the right place? And she ended up getting a $40,000 assignment with another sub tutor right before Christmas. Yeah. So I was on the phone with her earlier today, and I was like, listen, do this small little task that'll help you. But anyways, I wanted to reach out to her, and then I had one more. I wanted to reach out to a few accountability groups because I'm going to be bouncing into those. So those are my extra 3 for today on my power list. So it's things that you can achieve. So anybody else that's listening, I recommend you do this. Just get a legal notepad. Okay, just get a legal pad of paper. So I'm grabbing right now and showing the camera, and write down 5 things that you need to accomplish in the day. Make them attainable. So if you're like me and you like sweets, put down no sweets today. And then you maybe do, you know what? Caroline and Munif are talking about these books that are helping them. I'm going to read 10 pages of a book. Things that you can achieve in the day. Don't set them super low, like get out of bed. Make them something that's you're trying to create a new routine. So do that. And if you miss it, you got to start back at the beginning of the phase. Whenever you guys mess up on the 75 hard, you have to reset to like day 1. All right. The next one is 10 minutes of active visualization daily. This can be using a vision board or a list or just your mind, but imagine the details around what you want to achieve. And I know that we've talked about this before. For me, I actually have a vision board. I just made it. It works. It's not beautiful, but it's right in front of my computer, and it helps me out a lot because there's sometimes, if we talk about this, you're tired or you get sick or something goes wrong and you're just not feeling it. So I like having that, but visualizing and manifesting, they will change the game for you. So I know that we've talked about, our mentor Pace Morby and so many others. I was listening to Carlos Reyes and Andy Frisella and all of them. When they focus and they see themselves, for example, in a car, imagine yourself in a brand new car and you can feel the ridges on the steering wheel. You just know exactly how that'll feel. And like, you can smell the brand new leather, and then you feel yourself just touching the gear shift, like all of those things, like clicking into the seat belt. If you can actually see yourself, visualize yourself being in there, imagine what it smells like, what it feels like in there, it's going to help you achieve those goals so much faster because you're believing it. It's like I am statements. So like for me, when I was doing the 75 hard, the first iteration of it, I was actually doing the Miracle Morning stuff, and I was visualizing myself without back pain. Here I am today. I started doing hot yoga. I don't have lower back pain.
Nice.
So that's helpful. All right. And then the cold shower, I just want to tell you guys why the benefits of the cold shower are. So it needs to be uncomfortably cold. And I actually texted the Munif earlier, and I was like, man, this is rough. So one of the tips they give you on the 75 hard, or actually the Miracle Morning, was one lady would set the timer on her thermostat to turn, or a time, I don't know, some kind of heater in her bedroom that would turn on like 20 minutes before she'd have to get out of bed. So this morning I wake up, my alarm goes off at 3:45, and I'm like, I really don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to take this cold shower. Like I just kept saying that. And I was like, gosh, that's like, I'm already giving bad vibes to myself. I'm psyching myself out about this cold shower. So I turn the heat on, and I get in there, and I'm shivering the whole time. And I told you, eventually I just got to a point where I just, my face was like the main part hitting the water. I'm like, I'm good. But and we can talk about the video that you sent me, but the benefits of the cold water, it needs to be really cold. But the benefit is it actually helps. Where is it? Here it is. It makes you get used to doing things that are uncomfortable. And we've talked about this. If you got like, for us, for me at least, we've talked about wanting to be millionaires. And like, I want to be a millionaire because with money comes power, with power comes influence, and with influence comes change. And like, I want to be able to like make affordable housing for domestic abuse victims and for families trying to get back up on their feet and things like that. And I'm not going to be able to achieve that if I keep doing the same thing that I'm used to. We're going to grow where we're uncomfortable. So there are also health benefits that are included with this. So circulation is improved. Mitochondria production increases. It lowers your resting heart rate, and it increases your calorie burn. And also, other things. It makes your hair shinier and improves the texture of your skin, and it boosts your energy. I will say, after I took that cold shower, I was ready for the day. So that's the little encompass of phase 1. Should I continue on and explain phase 2?
Yeah,
or do you have anything like that? I'll keep going here. So again, between phase 1 and phase 2, you have a mandatory 30-day break. Phase 2 is the same as 75 hard, but for 30 days. Okay, so this teaches you to recover after a break. So we go back to what we did the first time. We are not doing the cold water anymore. We're not doing the visual. You don't have to. You can still do it if you'd like. Now, phase 3. This is what Andy said. If you fail phase 3, if you fail phase 3, let me tell you right now, if you fail phase 3, you failed the year. So you have not completed the Live Hard. So for phase 3 is the 5 power list from phase 1, which is, the workouts and everything. Now you go back to the cold shower. And this is where Andy said made him a millionaire. You have to do, actually, these next 2 parts. A random act of kindness. This is the good stuff in life. It doesn't have to be big, but you have to practice positively impacting someone else's day. Do not count what you are already doing, aka taking care of your kids, whatever that may be. And then the next one, this is what Andy said. He actually did this every day for a year. Talk to a stranger. So what he would do every day is he'd go to the grocery store and find somebody new and have a conversation with them. It's not just, hi, how are you doing? It's actually having a conversation. And this gets lots of us out of our comfort zones, especially during the digital age. Being able to comfortably converse with strangers improves your quality of life and networking abilities. And Andy said just from doing that, he's gotten so many more conversations, which has helped him become a millionaire. So, we make calls, we call sellers. Not saying like you don't have to, not saying picking up the phone is going to make you $1 million, but picking up the phone and having a conversation with somebody, you just got off the phone with somebody and raised $100,000.
Right.
That's what happened right before we did this podcast. So if you're reaching out to people and you're letting them know what you do and you tell people about your Twitch stream and we tell people about the podcast, we're going to be able to help more people and we're going to be able to impact people. And I know that we've talked about, we want to be helpful and we want to be of service to people. And it makes, not only does it fill up our cup, but we're able to help more and more individuals that might be struggling. We might be able to help a homeowner that didn't know they had solutions when they're in foreclosure. So that's my rant on the 75 hard, but I'm really excited to do the next 3 phases. Oh, and then I forgot to mention this. The 3rd phase has to be started within 30 days of your initial 75 hard. Let me see. This last 30 days up to the first day of when you started the program. So I'm going to be starting it in June. And if you fail, you fail to Live Hard. So I'm excited. That's where I'm at.
I am excited too. This is amazing. I'm excited what's taken me aback is the amount of people in the community that are doing this with us. There's like a ton of people in sub 2 and in real estate that are just doing this challenge.
Well, if you look at it, if you think about it, so we've talked about you are the sum of the collection you hang out with the most. If you hang around 5 millionaires, you're destined to be the 6th millionaire. You see what they're doing. And we see like Pace has done it. There are so many people that have done the 75 hard and look at how successful they are.
Yeah.
Look at this. Alejandro has done it. He has phase 3 coming up in a few weeks. The people that I see doing this are figuring out like, what's the best use of my time? Am I really like utilizing everything to my best ability? Am I pushing myself?
Right.
So, it's a great way to get out of your own way. Honestly, you put your ego aside and you just crush what you have to do. And I feel like I'm actually like, I've talked about it, but I am less anxious. It's just, I know I have something to do every day. And when you guys push time, if you have a lot of free time, you're going to get in trouble. I feel like a lot of teachers and parents love it when kids are involved in sports. Right. Because if you're at practice, you're not going to go mess around with the kids that are getting in trouble down, whatever they're doing. Same thing here. You're going to be able to improve yourself. Like I never thought if you would have gotten out of high school, Caroline, that was taking Spanish 3 and said, you're going to pick up Spanish again when you get older. I would have said, you're absolutely lying. I hate Spanish. I don't enjoy it. I didn't have a great time learning it in high school. And now I'm like, I crave knowledge. I just want to keep making myself better. And I can't wait for the next day to start. I wake up and I'm like, let's take I'm excited for tomorrow because I'm going to watch the video you sent me about, I'm not going to say it. Tell all of us that are watching about the video you sent me for the cold shower and how you're getting past it.
Oh, so there is a breathing technique you can do It's not the Van Hoff breathing technique. It's a little bit different from it, but it's a breathing technique of it incorporates breathing and visualization,
Okay.
and you do both. You do a breathing technique with visualization, and it's designed so you can use this technique in incredibly cold environments. So I think this is like a Tibet breathing technique. I don't know what the
I'm looking at
origins
it
are.
right now from what you sent me. It's called a Tumo breathing.
Yeah,
T.
I think it's called Tumo breathing. And oh my gosh, I remember my first time I tried it, it worked. Like I took my shirt off, I went outside like on my balcony where it's really cold, and I did it, and I could stay out there for like a while, like way longer than if I like even with my hoodie and like jacket, I'd be shivering, but I could do it because you're breathing and you're visualizing and your body actually gets hot. It's like a way to just create this internal fire in your body. So I use it in the shower and it works. So like when I get this, when I take the cold shower, like cold showers, ice baths, cryogenics, these things, cryotherapy, these things are shown to reduce inflammation, right? You reduce inflammation on like a deep level in your body. So like a lot of top performing athletes, Tony Robbins, a lot of these high achievers, they use cold therapy a lot in their business and their business life, their athletic life, their personal life. You get a lot of energy, and I've been seeing the benefits of the cold showers. I really, really, really like it. Tanya says, I'll try the 75 hard again. I've been getting to the gym before 6 a.m. daily, but I can't seem to get past day 9 of 75 hard.
You know, that's great because actually, just so you guys do know, when you start a new habit, the first 10 days are actually the hardest part of the habit.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, Tanya, that makes a lot of sense. And let me just tell you guys, I actually was ready when I did the first iteration of the 75 hard. If I was not running like a group and telling everybody, like, hey, I'm going to host Zooms on this, I'm going to share it, and I was talking about it every day, I was going to quit on the second week. I mean, it was just I wasn't. Oh, it's not called 75 easy, guys. It's called 75 hard. It's making you grow when you're uncomfortable. So Tanya, I'll post the video here in the chat for everybody. So Tanya, take it one step at a time, guys. Remember, this is a lifestyle change. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So what I did when I first got into it, it was Arizona summer, hot as heck, like 118. And I'd get up early and do my first workout outside. I wanted to do it before it got really hot. And it was still 90 degrees at 3 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, there was some, not every day, but there were some days I'm like, okay, it's hot. Like I'm waking up and I'm immediately in shorts and a t-shirt at 3 a.m.
Jeez.
But what I did is I joined a gym on July 1st, and I went in there and I was like, because last time I was in a gym was before COVID, and I was able to do a lot. I could barely use the bench press, and I'm like going hard, hitting all these workouts, and I was like really sore.
Yeah.
I was like going. Thought I had to be Dwayne the Rock Johnson when I was doing 75 hard, and you just need to remember, Tanya, be yourself when you're doing the 75 hard. Do what's
Right.
manageable, and like I
Right.
said, I started out, I just did 2 walks a day, walk in the morning, walk in the evening,
Yep.
separate them. Or
That's
yoga.
what
I
I do.
literally looked up yoga with Adriene. Guys, look up yoga with Adriene on YouTube. She's great videos. It's slow and manageable. And our flexibility really matters. Like being flexible will change your life. So I'm glad you brought that up, Tanya. First 10 days, hardest part of a new habit. So, anyways, Munif.
Yeah.
So like today, what were your other 3 tasks that you made a priority for you?
So that's a great question. So part of what I wanted, like when I found out that I had to do 3 tasks, my brain immediately started looking for things like, oh, what are some things I should do? What are some things I should do? And I was like stressing out. I was like, man, like, do I want to do this every day? Do I want to do that? And then I had a mindset shift of, wait a minute, what are things I actually want to do that I haven't been doing, but that I really, really want to do? And that's aligns with a goal of mine. So, one big thing, one of my big goals this year is my health, right? I was really sick last year. Like you guys saw it, like I was really, really sick, and I don't want to get sick like that again. So I wanted make this year about my health and taking care of my body. So one of my critical tasks every day is just taking my vitamins, taking all of my vitamins and my supplements every single day. I've really never done that consistently, right? So I have I reached out I reached out to Ralph. He told me he helped me get a list of vitamins and supplements, and I take those every day. My second critical task is this shake that Daniel Quijano actually helped me find. It really helps him. It's a probiotic, like it's like this like vegan probiotic shake, right? So you like scoop it, you mix it, and you drink it, and it's like a bunch of like sourced from like herbs and vegetables and all this good stuff. It's like a ton of
pick it up from the grocery.
no. Well, so I think I get it from Amazon. I think it's called I cannot remember what it's called.
Don't worry about it. Let me know later.
I'll let you know later. It's I could if I can look it up right now, but or I'll probably look it up in a bit. I'll put it in the chat. But it's this like mix. It's like a probiotic like mix thing, and I drink that. So that's my second. And my third is my hobby that I've been neglecting. It's something I've actually wanted to learn how to do since I was 7 years old. I always thought it was really cool, and I would tinker with this hobby. And it's locks. It's lock picking, right? So since I was a kid, I've always been fascinated with different locks, how they work, how the keys fit into the pegs. I was really, really curious about that since I was a kid, and I would try to like, we'd have these like these small locks for our luggage, and I actually would like figure out how to open them using like a bobby pin or something, right? So I've always been fascinated. And then I was scrolling on TikTok, and this lock picker was like showing us. He had this whole TikTok account about lock picking. He's like picking these locks in like 2 seconds, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So I start following him. I actually messaged him on Instagram, and I was like, dude, how do you do what you do? And he actually set me on the path to my own little lock picking set. And my book, it's called Practical Lock Picking, right? Practical Lock Picking.
Okay.
So it's really penetration testing is what it's called, right? To being a pen tester is like in the cybersecurity world where I'm from, it's called being a pen tester, somebody who's like a hacker, right? But you're a white hat hacker. You're a good guy. You know, you understand the system, so you know how security works. So you know how to break into a system, so you know how to protect yourself. It's the same thing with lock picking, right? Understanding how locks work help you protect yourself and know what locks to get, right? So it's funny because it's similar to what I do for my day job, but like in a very physical sense. So one of my tasks is to spend 10 minutes a day practicing my lockpicking.
So I just want to know, how many times did you watch The Italian Job when it came out?
None.
Oh my gosh, you haven't watched The Italian Job?
Never
Dude,
seen that.
do yourself a favor. Please go watch The Italian Job. It's all about safe pickers or hackers.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
cool.
it was like my favorite movie. I think Mark Wahlberg's in it. Pretty
I'll
sure
check it
Mark
out.
Wahlberg.
So I played a lot of video games growing up. So like in these video games, you can be like in Skyrim and Oblivion, and all these RPG video games, you can be like, you know, a rogue, like a stealthy, you know, thief or an assassin or something like that. And like I've always been fascinated by like the lock. Like I would spend hours just picking locks just to pick them, and then going like I wouldn't even steal anything in the house. I just like pick the lock, and then I just like go on and just pick the lock. And something about that has always been calming. Just the amount of concentration and dexterity of just like that fine finesse skill of just like hitting the tumbler and the pin just right and like getting it out and then moving to the next one. Something about that has always fascinated me. A very intricate thing, almost like watchmaking.
That's cool. You know what I did get over Christmas? I bought myself a really cool Christmas gift.
What'd you
It's
buy?
right here. I'll show you. I bought an Oculus. Bought one of these bad boys.
Oh,
And so I'm like a lock picker. I have this game. I can't even see anything now. Anyways, I got the it feels like snowboarding glasses.
that's
Dude,
awesome.
there's a game that I play, just making me think of the dexterity. So I can do this as my indoor workout because there's sections where there's like boxing, there's a parkour kind of thing in here. But yeah, this is cool because I just played a game. It's I Expect You to Die Too, or something like that. And I've had to pick some locks and things, and you have to solve
That's
the puzzles,
fun.
and it's exciting. Yeah, I really like it. it's amazing. It's a really cool little setup. There's actually some cameras like on every side of it. I know we're getting off the topic of 75 hard, but I was like, okay, this will count as my indoor workout. And I think you can play with other people. So I know I was talking to Ingrid. She got one for her kid, and she's like, hey, get that. We can play games together. So if you can, Costco has them. Oculus too.
Costco has them. Oculus too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Tyra, get in here. Get in here. She said, I can't wait to join the club.
How do you prevent yourself from like running into stuff in your house?
Oh, it's cool. So I'm not gonna get the handles out, but when you start up, you have little handsets, I guess I want to say. You literally just draw a map around you. So there's cameras on every side of it. So when you like are outside of your zone, it'll turn the cameras on. It kind of feels like you're wearing night vision. It's pretty cool. And you can just set your layout. Yeah, it's just neat. It's really cool. So you should get one. Let's get some Airbnbs going and set them up. It's really neat. It's kind of wonky. It was trippy at first. I will not deny this. I got motion sickness. I'm almost 30 now, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what my parents are talking about. They don't want to go on roller coasters anymore. For a second there, I was like, oh, because there's sections where you feel like you're falling because of the way it looks. And I was doing the parkour, learning how to run on the walls and jump and stuff. You can like rappel and things, and I felt, I was like, okay, I got to take a breather. I'm getting a little too intense, but I love it. It's a lot of fun.
That's amazing. I'm probably gonna get one, and you can buy virtual real estate.
Oh yeah, and yeah, actually, this is a tax write-off because I'm going to be buying some virtual real estate. This is for my business.
Oh, that's a tax write-off for your business. That's right.
That's what Oscar's like. Yeah, that's actually why I got it, because Oscar's like, yeah, that can be a write-off. Let's go buy some virtual real estate. So I want to get into that. I want to know, Munif, now that we're getting off topic completely of 75 hard.
Sure.
Have you dug into NFTs at all?
I have my own NFT.
Oh my God, I saw it actually. You I remember seeing that. How much is it worth right now? How much?
I don't know. No. Like I actually try to. It's really difficult to buy. I have no idea how to buy it. My friend made it. Matt made it, as a meme, and then I told people like, oh, I'll give you like 15 minutes of my time a week or a month. I think it was like a 15-minute session with me one-on-one on the phone for like whatever you want a month. If you own an NFT, a moon NFT, right? A Mooneft. Yes, a Mooneft. But then I was like, wait a minute. I don't want to do that. So I try to buy all of my NFTs so I can just have one-on-ones with me and just go play video games or something. But then I couldn't figure out how to actually buy them. So
you know what? You should just make your one-on-ones while you're playing video games.
That's exactly what I was going to do. I was going to be like, okay, 15 minutes is 150 minutes a month. I get 150 minutes a month to have like do whatever I want and just be wildly selfish, like incredibly selfish, right? So that 150 minutes is mine, but I couldn't figure out how to buy them. So they're still on the market somewhere. I'm hoping nobody buys them. Just
buy your moon. So you can get it. You know what? That actually reminds me. That was one of my other goals. I actually have it on my vision. It's over there on the side. On my vision board, my sister, I don't have it with me, it's out in the living room as well. My sister got me this book about like self-love, and that's one of the things I want to work on during this 2022, setting boundaries.
Yep.
Reclaiming my time. I think that's so huge. I think we're kind of similar, like we're people pleasers a little bit, and we always like, I'm one of those people that'll always say yes. Hey, can I have 10 minutes of your time? We actually were talking about this, I think on one of the planning sessions that we did, like, hey, can I just have a quick phone call with you? It's never a quick phone call. It's always 15 to 20 minutes or even longer, and you can't get out of it. So it immediately just boundaries. That's one of my other things that I'm getting into, and like I'm reclaiming my time.
So this has been tough, right? Because the tough thing has been like setting boundaries, because there's a lot of DMs and messages I get where I get these messages that say, hey, Munif, can we chat? Right? Can we hop on a phone and chat? And it's just like, I'd love to. If I had unlimited time, I'd love to, right? But I don't. I have all these responsibilities and obligations. And then any time left over at the end of the day is like for me, for like my like mental health, for me to just like take a step back. And like, that's not for you, that's for me, right? So do I make exceptions? Of course, right? Am I happy to chat and talk to people? Yeah, absolutely. But it's been tough. Like that's a really tough thing saying like, no, like what is it? Like what do you want to chat about? Maybe we can just exchange some texts that I can, sit here and text back, text you back, maybe answer some of your questions, right? And some people are, oh, I just need to know who I can go to in my market for help. And it's like, oh yeah, go to so and so. Or oh, I just want to know how I can get started in real estate. Oh, watch these videos, right? Super easy, right? But it's tough because some people insist. They're like, well, no, I need help in my business. I need this. I need this. I want to get on the phone with you. I want to pick your brain. I want to pick your brain. And it's really tough to say no to some people. And you want to be polite. You don't want to be rude to people, but it is important. It's just as important as saying yes, saying no to somebody who's going to waste your time, right? Somebody who's going to basically create a negative opportunity for you. Nothing wrong with that. I know people just want help, but saying somebody who's just going to take your time is just as important as saying yes to a opportunity that's going to make you money, right? Saying no to an opportunity that's not going to make you money, there's no value for you. Somebody just asking for your time, asking. Saying no to that opportunity is just as important as saying yes to an opportunity where you are going to make money.
100%. I think you are hitting the nail on the head. And I know we've talked about this before, but if any of you guys are ever interested in like digging in, asking questions, you want to be like a fly on the wall sometimes potentially, or you need advice, like first and foremost, are you streaming on Twitch every day?
Monday through Friday, yeah, but not
Monday through Friday. Okay. That's the same thing with me with the Daily Dial. I'm like, listen, guys, like I need my time as well because I'm getting up at 3 every day on the weekends. I'll sleep until about 4:35. You get to a point where your body's just used to waking up early. But I want to go for a hike. I like doing sunrise hikes. I want to go interact with my cousin's having a baby. I have another cousin getting married, and like I live close to them now. I'm gonna go hang out with my family. I'm gonna go hang out with my sister in San Diego. So you've got to have time for yourself, but that's so important. So if anybody, you're listening to this and you're thinking of how can I take somebody, like how can I get some time with somebody? I would please do not say, let me buy you coffee, cup of coffee. And like time is something that we cannot replace. And that's another reason why I did the 75 hard, looping it back into the 75 hard. Like I'm almost 30. And I was like, my lower back was killing me. I'm like, I can't be almost 30 and feel like I'm 60. Gosh, I was going to say, there's a Drake line. I'm really too young to be feeling this old. I was like, I say that all the time. I'm like, gosh, because I messed up my back when I was 19 on my 19th birthday.
Aww.
I messed it up. And then I enlisted in the Army because the Air Force didn't have enough scholarships when I was in ROTC. And then I went through basic training and I got even, we were wearing these 80-pound rucksacks, like everything, just beating our bodies down. And I'm finally at a point where I'm like, no, it's me and nobody else. I can't keep saying yes to everybody. And I'm sorry for the ADD, but what I want to bring it back to is, guys, if you want to take time to ask Munif questions about a business, or if you want to ask me something about private money lending, or with Munif Airbnbs and private money lending, or how can I do deals with you? How can I get involved in real estate? Bring value first. Hey, Munif, you know what? Hey, Caroline, you know what? I actually have $100,000 sitting in the bank right now making 0.001%. And I heard when you guys are talking on your podcast or in the Zoom that you're paying people 6 to 8% on their money for a short-term loan, or even, you do longer-term loans, and I can make more money lending it to you. And you're going through a title company and you're putting a lien on the property. So I'm in like first position and I get paid before anything happens. Oh my gosh. Like it just makes sense. They're not making more physical land now inside of Oculus there. I'm just kidding. But there's only so much physical land. So how did I mess up my back? Jorge asked. Great question. So I was really cool in college, and I got a longboard, and I went longboarding to class at 7 a.m. and they were doing construction on the building next to my dorm, and they were chiseling at the wall, and a piece of rock fell, and I landed straight on my back and rotated my pelvis 13 degrees at first, I'm going to be dramatic so you guys can see. At first, when I got up, I'm like, my pride hurt first and foremost. I'm like, I'm totally fine. So I'm walking fine like this. And then like when I get into my car to go to the chiropractor, I was eventually walking like this. And my back was so messed up. Yeah, it was terrible. So obviously, you know, when you go to a chiropractor, like, yeah, you need to come back to the chiropractor every other week for 6 months and we'll just adjust you back into place. And now I started doing hot yoga and I'm talking to physical, like I went to this place called, I don't know if every city has this, but Stretch Labs. Yeah. Guys, look up Stretch Labs. Tanya, there's one in Indianapolis. There's one in Carmel and Westfield, everywhere. There's some here in Gilbert and Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm guessing they're in where are you exactly? What city are you in? Alexandria. You're not in Alexandria, Minif, are you?
Oh, I'm in Arlington.
Arlington. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. But everywhere. Check out a Stretch Lab. It's massage therapists and like physical trainers, and they know your muscles and stuff. So basically my psoas, it's a really important muscle. It wraps around like from your back and it goes down like your glutes all the way to your thigh, and my hamstrings were tight and everything. So I thought I had sciatic nerve pain issues in my left hip forever. It's just I never got into stretching. And now that I stretch daily and I've been working on my core, because Ralph, we were talking about Ralph again. Ralph has helped me out. Mm-hmm. When giving me some exercises to strengthen my core. Ralph's a great guy. You have all the best guys on Ninja Acquisition.
Oh, I know. I've got the best team.
You got the best team, dude. So I really got into like, I just don't want to feel crummy. And I keep doing the same thing over and over and over and nothing changes. And that's why I did the 75 hard. And I'm telling you guys, do the 75 hard. You will, once you're done with the 75 hard and you stick to it, you don't cheat on your meals, you don't have alcohol, and you're pouring into books. Like I read more books during the 75 hard than I think I have in the last, not that I think I have, that I know I have in the last 10 years of my life, from front to back, from cover to cover or cover to back of it, whatever it was. And it's just like David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. Oh my gosh. Like, you know, we all have stuff that's happened in our lives. I know, like, since you were born in Bangladesh and you came over here, I'm sure that you had learning English might've been hard. And right. I know we all have like trials and tribulations. Like I had some issues with my family growing up, and we all have our stuff. And it's just really cool seeing this guy who had to cheat through school because he was struggling with education, or he was struggling to learn because he didn't have enough food. His mother, you know, they went through abuse and everything. And he got to be the top like 1% of the United States military. Yep. And he was out, like doing all these unthinkable things, and is now like a #1 seller, has one of the best podcasts. Yep. It is such a big impact. And Andy Frisella talks about that too. Andy Frisella is an introvert. The guy who created the 75 hard, he put that portion on the final phase to go talk to somebody every day because it made him uncomfortable, because he wanted to continue getting better. So I don't know. We've talked about this. We have so many goals that we want to be a millionaire to make impact and change. And I think if you ever want to change in your life and you want to just be different than where you are, like you get to a point where you're tired of just existing instead of living, do the 75 hard. You know, I actually was thinking about this. We've talked about doing a ski trip, Minnie. We're like, let's get it together. Thinking about that, I'm like, okay, that's going to be on my list, because I was looking into making my vision board. And at first, you know, I just kept thinking, gosh, I've got to plan out my year. And what I saw was like the most successful people that build out vision boards, they don't do it for the whole year. Like they have an idea of what they want to accomplish in the year, but they break it up by like quarter. Like each month you can make your own vision board, and you make it attainable, and you make it like things that you could, because if you make it too big and you're thinking about, you know, December when you're in January and you're like, if we thought about, oh gosh, I still have 74 days left of the 75 hard challenge. This is going to be tough. Yeah. But if you take into today is one day, I'm going to complete my 5 critical tasks today. All right. Tomorrow is another day. I'm going to complete my 5 critical tasks tomorrow. So that, I mean, I keep going off on things, but that's just, it excites me. If you guys can't tell, I love it. It just makes me feel really good. So
I love it. Caroline, we're almost at the 50-minute mark. It's that time again. Is there anything you want to say to wrap today up?
You know what? I do want to count this in. Hey, you guys want to go to the ski trip? That's what I'm talking about. What I do want to bring up, guys, is Munif and I are buying deals. We're looking for more Airbnbs. We're looking for opportunities to help you guys make money on your money. So if you find this, my Instagram handle is the best way to get a hold of me. It's the Caroline Cain, Cain, and then Munif is just at Munif Saza, MUNIFSAZA. Holler at us. Like if you guys need help with things, bring value. We'll bring value to you. Whatever you guys need. Like seriously, sometimes we can't say no. We're working on our boundaries, but we're here to help you out. So that's all I have. Send deals to us. I want to look at deals. I want to help you
I
guys.
love it. So absolutely. And you know what I've been telling people is, hey, if you got questions, if you want me to answer anything, don't DM me, don't get on a phone. Show up to one of my Twitch streams and I'll answer your questions in the chat. So then I'm not just helping one person, I'm helping everybody because there's probably a ton of people who have the exact same question.
You hit the nail on the head, man. That's the best way to do it, guys. One-on-ones, not that great. Get into a room where you have a few people like accountability groups and
Right.
bounce ideas off of that. Look at that. Tanya just said that she has some money that she needs to lend.
I love it, Tanya. All right, let's talk. All right. Anyways, guys, bye. Appreciate you. You guys are amazing and have a great start to your year.
Thanks, everybody. See ya. Thanks, Munif. Bye, guys.
Bye.